Today I'm reacting to Witch Hat Atelier episode 3. The full reaction is on Patreon. Okay, what are we going to be getting? Some Junji Ito vibes there. Oh, wow! Oh. I was literally just about to say, why build a stairwell? Ooh, pretty. Yeah. Brimmed caps, so those are the name of the bad guys, are they? That's not that long. I'm currently in the middle of season 1 of Free Rent, so I'm used to things taking hundreds of years. She's still settling in, so she shouldn't be taking a test right now anyway. Oh, yes! Our test. What's gonna happen? I'm excited. Oh, okay, we got the OP first. Alright, this is such a lovely shot. I'll probably have to cut the music for this bit, but wow, I'm really impressed by the OP and really impressed by the first 2 episodes so far. I take it this episode we're going to be getting like a training montage essentially for Coco. Or not even montage, but that's going to be our general story beat for this episode. Let's go. What have we got? Oh, are they going to... Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, so just hell to letter trial by fire, essentially. Let's go. Oh, yes. I forgot we saw that. Yes. Ah, she's... And what I'm curious about is, like, Kifri has to know that she's doing this on some level, right? That Agat's doing this? This is already a good way of delivering on the premise of this is going to be a witch show. Like, 3rd episode in, we're getting this massive trial already. I really like it. Yeah, pointing her that way. I believe in you. Yeah, you see, this is the thing. The way the last episode ended, I thought maybe she was going to get her to get some combat spells done or something like that. This is a lot more intense. Okay, so where did we end up? Somewhere beautiful? Okay. Floaty planet things. This reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy. Yeah, I'm also curious as to what age Coco is, but I am very excited to see where the storyline is going to go for this episode. Oh yeah, because she doesn't know how to fly yet. Unless this is going to be where she's learning to fly. She said fly. Is she going to fly? So there has to be something within this area she's in that's going to teach her what she needs to progress, surely. Oh, that easy? Oh, okay. Yeah, had a feeling something like that might happen. Kifri is so good to her, though. He really has her best interests at heart. I'm sure if he was here, he'd be giving her great guidance as much as he could. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, so we're getting a B-plot. Is this to do with Kifri and the Atelier girl, or is it something else entirely? Perhaps we'll be getting new characters here. What's going to happen? Oh, okay, some older characters. Is that a male character? Oh, okay, he has an aversion to it. This show is delivering so well on the sunsets so far. Oh! Oh no! But that's also really well animated, so I'm kind of enjoying what's happening. But it looks so fun. An animal? A kitty cat? Oh, hello. I recognize this little guy from the OP. Brush buddy. Well, I have in the OP. Oh my god, the sunsets are so good. So nice. Oh no, has she wiped off the spell? No, 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 no. Yeah, I was thinking that was gonna happen. Shit. Oh no. This is a really great sunset. Absolutely magnificent. Just to live on this world. I'll take being stranded. Is she going to tell her that the trial... Yeah, okay, she told her. Yeah, I wonder... I take it that all won't be lost if she fails the test. Because this is Agate's thinking. So Agate is a little bit more antagonistic than I initially thought. So it's more than just tough love. There's a actual antagonistic aspect to this. It's nice we have one ally on our side, but I do feel quite bad for Coco here, of course. And when you think about it as well, this is like the most alone Coco has been, right? Like just a few days ago, she was with her mom every single day. Oh, yes. Yes, I was wondering why there was suspense built there. Oh my god, that shot is wonderful. Stunning. Oh, wow. God, I have to say, the animation is just superb in this anime. Even, like, look at this, even like a sequence like this is just, it's abstract in a way that's still so grounded. I really appreciate it. Oh, wow, with the hair down, she looks really nice. Oh, wow, what a transition. Oh, that's fantastic. See, this is what I was talking about. There needs to be some sort of flashback here with the mom to operate, because it's so recent that she's left a nest. Yeah, we're already building upon that which has been set up before for us. Is she going to use some sort of cloth to get up there? Or what is this going to entail? Ah, yes. I was wondering why she hadn't thought of that before, because it needs to be stiff. Oh, what's happening? Is this just kind of like tying in with a flashback? Is that why we're getting the God Rays right now? Oh. Oh, this music that's floating in right now as well. I don't know if I can keep it for copyright, but I'm very, very impressed. Which she's done intentionally in order to give herself, yeah. Oh, that's so cute. It gets going right away. Well, at least it works. Oh, that is terrifying. But the directing is so good here. I love what the directing is doing here to, like, actually create the suspense. Wow. Oh my, like, even if I can tell what's going to happen, this has me so good emotionally. She's flying! And I just spit all over myself. That is so cool. Oh my god, all these flashbacks, they're done so organically. God, they're doing such a fantastic job with the directing here. I'm absolutely in love. God, we're only 3 episodes in, and they've just done such a fantastic job with tying this into the character's backstory. I don't know how popular the manga is necessarily, but if they're doing a half-decent a job with this adaptation, then it has to be an incredible bit of literature. Oh, and again, the music being brought in is just really wonderful as well. I am curious as to how much of this is going to have Keyfree saying, like, I knew you could do it all along, if they're going to lean into that trope. Oh, wow, this is really, really beautiful. I'm having a fantastic time so far. And of course, yes, because she has this whole internal arc as well. Oh, and she's gonna come through the window, and his mind is gonna be... It sounds so much like Breath of the Wild. It's ridiculous. And Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. Are they going to be leaning heavily into the still not on our side thing? Is this going to be her own pair of shoes? Oh my god, wait, already? Oh, as soon as I saw the credits come up, it's like, you're kidding me. I thought there was going to be one more act. Oh! Oh, so fantastic. That makes so much sense from a lore point of view. Okay, I'm really hooked on the series now. I really am. I'll be saying it more in my review, but this is a perfect example of a classic story told well, rather. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a different start to this review that I thought I'd end up doing. So, I didn't know that there was actually going to be a scene with the masked witch saying the seed has been sprouted at the very end. In the reaction, you'll have seen me watching it, but I didn't actually know it was there because I paused the episode. I paused the episode right as we kind of like faded to black, because I don't like to know the name of the next episode before going into it. So that's why I usually pause the end of the episode before that happens. But yeah, knowing that if the episode is going to have credits, that it could very well have a post-credit scene, I'll do that from now on, which will mean that I will end up seeing the name of the next episode. But to be honest, between when I read the name of the episode and it actually airing the next week, I might forget anyway. So yeah, so I've cut this in such a way that if you're watching the edited video here on YouTube, it'll be seamless. If you're watching the full reaction, it won't be, but look, there's not much to say. It's only a 5-second shot. I mean, I know what's going to happen, so anything I have to say will be kind of within this review. So that's the one aspect of this episode that I don't actually have a reaction to as such, because my reaction was reading it here on the episode summary. I read the episode summary after anything I watched, because that way I'll have everything that I want to say kind of fresh in my mind, kind of fresh off the dome. I'll be able to speak of it. So so now I know that the masked witch remarks their mission has begun. So I'm aware of that now. And I still have so much tea left as well. So yeah, as I said towards the end of the reaction, the two things that really I take away from this are, one, this show has officially hooked me, and that leads into point two, which is this is a simple story just done really, really well. I have a lot of hope for where this season of anime is going to be taking me, because we're getting a classic hero's journey here from a screenwriting point of view. We're already from, as I said during my review of episode 2, that it seems like this is our transition into like the next act for the character, where we're getting our fun and games kind of sequence. We're getting our the trials that are everything that we're getting here. I presume it's going to go for a couple more episodes, is now going to build us up to this point where she's going to get this large, I suppose, not necessarily an accumulation of power, although I'm sure that's going to happen as well, but there's going to be some major event that's going to happen that I assume is going to either solidify her as a witch, or have something to do with her mother, or maybe having some shape or form of interaction with the masked witch that was there at the end, which I believe are called the Brimmed Caps. I presume we heard that at the very beginning of the episode, right? We got that reference to the Brimmed Caps. I presume that's the same group of people we're referring to, but, you know, I guess we'll see. So I think within a couple of episodes' time, Coco is going to have some run-in with that, So this is kind of, so essentially what we're doing here, I'm again going to lead back to Zelda, because when she was going through the window, it literally made like the exact sound that the little portals make in Zelda. So, you know, kind of just going off of that rhetoric, kind of that framework, this is essentially building us up to our first real boss battle as such, the one that's really going to like move us along narratively, and I'm really excited for it. I don't know where the next episode is going to go. It has to be some shape or form of like really assimilating her into the storyline, assimilating her into the Atelier. I'd imagine there's going to be some shape or form of interpersonal conflict that, well, I mean, I know that happens every single episode to a degree, but there has to be something between her and the other girls around her that's really kind of going to get her into this world as such. We had, what is the name of it? The Great Hall, where he speaks to, I presume it's kind of like a co-witch, you could say, like kind of like a colleague. She didn't necessarily seem to be above him necessarily, but she herself said forbidden magic hasn't been used in 4 years, so there has to be some sort of history then between them. They were very familiar when they started speaking to one another, so we got like a little bit of world building there. Like the plot B wasn't there, or the B plot rather wasn't there necessarily to characterize Keyfree as such. I think it was just to show us, here's like a little bit of a taste of the outer world, and there are characters outside of Coco that are aware of the bad things coming. So how much of this season, I mean, of course the season is going to going to keep moving along in a way where will she, won't she be able to save her mom? But of course, as we can see from the first 3 episodes, this is all going to be moving towards like going to war essentially with the Mass Witch. You know, there's a mystery out there as a plot device that's going to be kind of coming closer and closer and closer as the episodes go by. I'm really glad that we got the Mass Witch happen in this episode for that reason, to kind of have something like ticking in the back of our heads as we get all these nice scenes as well. It's really, really great writing from that perspective. And again, like a lot of what I'm explaining is kind of boilerplate. It's stuff that we're all used to seeing in storytelling, but it's worth bringing up again because these are familiar building blocks that are being used for a reason, because it then makes us excited to see what's happening, right? I think like having wizened characters within the show itself, even that's a little bit of validation for us, right? We as the audience kind of relate to them in that we have someone else in the show who's aware that bad things are going to happen. So I have a little bit more on that to say with what I think is going to come later, but I think it's the kind of stuff I'm going to end up reiterating in a lot of episodes anyway, so I don't need to kind of go too much into detail here, other than saying that we've had a lot of build up so far within these first 3 episodes that are telling us that there's going to be very difficult times ahead for these characters, and really what we're getting is just the beginning. It's not like they're trying to defeat the monster that lies in the center of a village or something like that. There's something far greater out there threatening witches in general. And as we can see, there's a lot of setup for like the rules of wizardry, and I assume we're going to be getting a little bit more bit by bit by bit by bit. So we as the audience feel as though we're growing alongside Coco as well. When she eventually kind of moves on from being an apprentice to a full-blown witch, it's going to feel earned in that regard. She herself, just through the knowledge acquisition alone, is going to seem like a different person. I'm curious as to whether or not she's going to age significantly across the entirety of this anime, but I guess that's something else we're going to see as well. The main other thing that I want to talk about is just kind of building upon what I've already set up, which is why I like the show as much as I do. I'm going to take a quick sip of my tea. And it has to come down to the directing. I mentioned the animation a couple of times, but you know, those wonderful sequences where we see her flying and there's like all the smash cuts that happen, and these, oh my god, these gorgeous transitions into the flashbacks as well. You know, those abstract moments where like we're getting her internal monologue and how that's visualized as well, how they use visuals to represent it. I'm really impressed by how much the show is able to rely on the visuals here. I love how they're able to very organically sprinkle the comedy throughout it. Even just kind of doing a bit of a more distance shot, so the animation is able to do the line effect on her eyes, for instance, is like it's something that's just the right balance. You know what I mean? It's blunt enough to obviously land as a dramatic bit of comedy, pardon me, but it's also quick enough that it doesn't feel like it's quippy or something like that. Um, which I think a lot of other shows, at least in the West, get wrong, where there's this really tense bit and then you have to devote a bit of time to a comedic beat, but they just drag it out so much. Whereas here, because the comedy happens so quickly, it comes across as a lot wry. It comes a lot drier comedy, and even like a little bit offbeat. Even though it's purposely very much on beat comedy, it's very much pie in the face slapstick kind of comedy, but it works for that a reason. But to speak on the direction generally, the times where they're able to bring the music in rather than relying on the silence, again, how we brought these flashbacks to her home life and everything that's gone on in her life up until this point. This is me just checking the audio, still recording. What are the other aspects of the directing? Of course, the OP itself is fabulous, but even that introduction, how they're able to be very, very deliberate with the setup, with the establishing shots to show us where it is that Kiefer is going to be taking us. A lot of this so far is, again, it's very boilerplate. It's very, very conventional directing, but it feels right. It feels correct. How I would say, the way I would describe the production of this show so far, and again, bear in mind, I'm not a manga reader. I don't want to know anything about the manga. I want to go into each episode completely with completely new eyes. What I would say about this production is that they are serving the story, they're serving the characters, they're serving the genre. It doesn't feel like they're trying to do anything like, very intelligent or showy or anything like that. That doesn't organically work within the story. And I understand there might be some people that, having watched the first 3 episodes, they might say, yeah, it's well made, but it's very predictable. Or it's well made, but this is all the sort of stuff that I've seen before. And I believe that you could say that to a degree just based on the surface level, but it's like, I'm trying to think of the best analogy to describe this, but the words might kind of come to me a little bit later, and I might even allude to it more in my review for episode 4, because I'm presuming the quality is going to be maintained all the way until episode 4 a week from now. But it's like, it's just listening to like professional musicians play a classic song that isn't overly complicated, but it's just hitting every single note perfectly. Or you could even say it's maybe like something like the Beatles, in which it's not going to be very flashy, it's not going to be very showy, it's a very kind of traditional standard kind of tune that's being played, but it knows when to go high, it knows when to go low. I'm just very, very intrigued, and I guess where I'm struggling with my words here is I'm trying to think to myself, what is it about this show so far that I would say is unique? And I wouldn't necessarily say at the moment there is. I would just say that, this is a very traditional fairy tale fantasy story that we're getting. And the way in which the animation is able to be really, really lush and lavish and just be so well detailed. I think it's the aesthetic. I think, honestly, this is a show that is very aesthetic oriented, but it's an aesthetic that doesn't take away from the conventional storytelling. It's like you're getting, this is how I would describe it. Now I have it in my head. That's why I was using the music analogy. This is almost as if you're getting an orchestral version of a classic song, but it's not done just in the idea of let's just throw some strings at the original melody and make it all loud and call it a day. It's like, no, it's working the instrumentation to be able to adapt a traditional, I don't know, rock song or pop song or indie song or something into a classical orchestral medium, but have it actually make sense. Or maybe if you've probably seen on like YouTube or something like that, people who take like the classic Pokemon songs and they do like orchestral versions of it. But it's not just playing the original melody with a woodwind instrument and calling it a day. It's really working with the initial melodies themselves and adding like embellishments here or there, and just doing such a good job of it that it serves the melody. That's kind of how I would describe Witch Hat Atelier so far, with the directing, with the high budget, high quality animation, with the way the music is brought in. This is very much a boilerplate genre piece that is just produced so well, and again is done as a means to an end to serve the plot and the characterization and the emotional beats. And I've been saying it the last 2 episodes, so I don't need to go into it that much at this point. But the pacing as well, I'm really enjoying the pacing. Like this is the second episode in a row where I am absolutely dumbfounded, completely dumbfounded, that it's only been 20 minutes. I'm aware that there's, the whole dynamic of reactors who like they kind of feel the need to, like, for the thumbnail or whatever, like really lean into what, it's over already. No, genuinely, both times I'm completely gobsmacked that it's over, even though I'm so familiar with all these beats. I mean, I did say at the end of the reaction itself, I thought we'd be getting one more act. But if anything, that's a result of the pacing being so good, that I'm so immersed in the story that I was like, yeah, but we have to be getting a little bit more. So again, even though I wasn't able to react in real time because I paused the episode and then had to go back to watch it, that's why I liked getting the mass switch at the very end. I feel like, especially when I inevitably end up rewatching this episode to be able to edit it, it's going to really click with me there. And I'm sure I have been talking for a while, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for all your support so far. I know that this is going to be getting a lot less views than Freerun, but any support you give towards me whatsoever is greatly appreciated. Fingers crossed this doesn't get blocked with YouTube. So I did the first 2 episodes obviously within this same week, so this is kind of hopefully cleaning the slate for the algorithm with me. With regards to getting an episode out there within 24 to 48 hours of it first airing, for your guys' pleasure. And I'm really interested in being able to build a new audience with this show. I'm definitely going to be sticking with it, at least for another couple of episodes, unless it's absolutely like abysmally performing for my channel. Maybe then I'll contemplate stopping, but nah, it looks like I'm really going to be in with this for the next 9 weeks, because honestly, I'm so impressed with the directing here. This is a real treat to look forward to every Monday, and it's nice to have something nice on a Monday. So I'm going to leave it there. If you want to support the channel, you can see the full reaction up on my Patreon. I'm also going to be starting a new Teapot show from next week onwards. So not the coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. That's where you guys get to suggest your own show for me to watch exclusively for you guys on Patreon, something like a more niche show that I'll react to twice a week, and that's exclusively for you guys. But yep, enough plugging. I'm going to leave it there to start editing this right away and get it up for you guys. Fingers crossed, it won't be blocked. I've said it out loud, so that's willing it into fruition. So that's it. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks for watching.